Hey, welcome back, you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Kind of want to touch base about something that actually just happened to myself and to my wife, and not necessarily to us, but an attemption. Let's go with that. So, what's really interesting is we hardly ever get mail. Most of our stuff is digitally sent to us via email or even a text message about bills or tracking information for products that we ordered. So, one thing the other day that we received in the mail, specifically sent to me actually, was from USPS, sorry, was from the Postal Service. And I tell you what, guys, I will start this off by saying this was probably one of the more legit looking scams that I have seen in a long time. Normally, if you get like those email scams, it's very clear and evident that it's a scam. Either the spelling is off, there's random capitalization going on, the email itself is sent from is just a random jumble of just BS letters. So this one kind of took us by shock, not because we were going to fall for it. There was no way. It was just too obvious to us. But I did do a lot of research on it, and I did attempt a few things while tracking and tracing everything. So I wanted to see just how legit this was, and I reached out to a few people. So first off, we received a letter and a check in the mail. So kind of show you the check. It's a cashier's check. And then we received a two-sided letter with information and detail of what we're supposed to do. So this one, like I said, it was funny to me, but unfortunately I know way too many people fall for it. Hence why they were willing to pay the shipping costs. So real quick, let me just show you the envelope it came in. So it came in a Priority Mail Express from USPS, so the Postal Service. So that is the box it came in. I've marked out my address for personal reasons, but I don't want to say this is cheap, but it does cost money to send this type of envelope because it's a flat rate envelope, one rate, any weight type package. But really good. So one thing I really wanted to point out real quick is off of this thing alone, I was able to obtain a lot of information. A lot. It's kind of ridiculous, but the lengths these people were willing to go to is impressive. I'll give them that. So real quick on this, so if you actually see, one thing that tipped me off was going to be the name it's from and the address. Okay, I mentioned this early on because it's kind of important. I know you guys can't see it too clearly, but it says Abby Phillips, 3223 West 6th Street, Los Angeles, California 90020 is the address. That's important because I'm gonna come back to this later on. But LA, California, Abby Phillips. Some of you that name Abby Phillips may sound familiar. It's apparently somebody in the high end of DC. I wasn't able to find out too much information concerning who Abby Phillips is, other than that she works within some type of politician side of the house when it comes to her job. And that's just based upon the Twitter feed and the Facebook I can find about her and the Google information, because there's no middle name, so I can't guarantee that. But the moment you type in Abby Phillips, someone inside the political game popped up. So that was an instant key structure for us going, this is a bunch of BS. There's no way somebody that high profile would do something like this. It's asinine. I mentioned the LA signature because I'll come back to the check, because the check that was actually sent to us was actually sent from First Western out of Minot, North Dakota. So already a little fishy. So I have an LA address, I have a lady who may or may not work in the DC area, and I have a cashier check from First Western from North Dakota. So I'm telling you, it looks very legit. Has a tracing number, has a heat signature on it. It goes from being pink to white and then comes back to pink. It's a very, very legit check. It's for $998. I can't tell you and stress you enough. I get a lot of people who are like, oh, that's not a lot of money, or that this is an enormous amount of money for some people. I'll tell you what, $1,000 to anybody is a good payday. But the back even looks real legit. Has all the encryption security features that they always have on the back of all checks. There's actually some misspelling information on there, but the most part is right here. I don't know if you can see scratch box for authentication number. Oh man, my camera. Okay, not gonna be able to get it. Sorry about that. But then you have my signature line. I actually took this to a couple establishments today. So one of them I took to was a grocery store that's kind of known for cashing checks for you. It's a little bit of a fee, just like banks. I took it to a couple of local banks to my area here in Manhattan, and then I even contacted my personal bank. And the only reason why I did all that is because I want to see the authenticity of this. I want to see how quick somebody could actually get scammed on this. So the weird thing is, this is a very authentic check. I don't recommend any of you guys taking any of that information, because this Michelle Glenn person does not work for First Western. She doesn't. I can't actually even find her in the database. So that was kind of weird, but neither here nor there. So, like I said, we have a North Dakota bank for a LA address for somebody that may or may not work in the DC area. So that's kind of a big key feature. That address, the LA address, is actually an apartment complex where it's kind of a higher income apartment complex based upon just the rent itself, which I've never lived in LA, don't plan on it, but it wasn't cheap. I was finding apartments for several $1,000s a month, and some even for tens of thousands. So just super expensive, at least in my opinion. So the next thing is the letter. This letter, tell you what, is very legit. So it has steps for everything we need to do, has steps for what to do exactly and how to go about it. Kind of takeaway for it is it's a mystery shopper, and if you actually search that name right there, the first thing you're going to see is a ton of scams. You're actually going to see YouTube videos that show this as a scam. So I wanted to take it a little bit further, and I did my own research, like I said, and I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting into and I knew what was going on, because a lot of those YouTube videos don't go into great details. That's fine. I'm not going to go into great details. I did my research. I found out what I wanted to find out. But essentially the gist of this is it's wanting me to cash this, so put this check in my bank account. Big no-no. They can cancel it. They will cancel it, and I'm out the money. But they want me to cash this and then send a text message. So now they have your phone number and they can disperse it to everybody, anybody they want to. Red flag again. Don't ever do that. But they are telling me I have 24 hours to do all this, or else this is null and void, and it's null and void now, per their request. Anyways, we'll see if it's true. But they want me to deposit. They want me to keep $300 just for myself. The other $698 is going to be used for purchasing Google Play cards. And you know, I've done mystery shopping before, and it's not like this at all. They give you a list of places you can go hit up. You need to order something, keep the receipt, and then traditionally they reimburse you for majority, if not all, of the product, and then you send a survey in. It's fun. It's just a few dollars. It's nothing you're going to make a living off of, unless you just are really in a very populated area, maybe like New York City. But they wanted me to purchase a bunch of Google Play cards ranging from 50 to 500. But do not purchase a single card of $500 or more. Just what it says in captions. Then they want me to send back the address and location of the stores, plural, that I evaluated, the name of the cashier that helped me at both locations, when I arrived, my departure, how long did the transaction look, and then it kind of gets off key because the mystery shopping I've done, yeah, you can investigate other sectors, but it's traditionally involved inside the title. This is telling me to go get a Google Play card that you would use for your Android devices, but then wants me to know what other areas of the store the company can improve upon. The general sanitation levels, the restrooms, would I ever return to the store? And I tell you what, I don't live in a big city. I return to a majority of the stores around here. I've worked for a lot of the stores around here. How do I feel about the customer service? How do I feel about the cashier? What would I rate it, 1 to 10? And how tedious was the process? Be very attentive to all following things. Evaluate the store. And then they send out these emails to John at e-commerce shopper. Feel free to blow him up. Not a real email. It's a scam email, so actually take that back. Don't blow them up, because they're going to get your email and then they're going to spam you like crazy. And it's just a whole nother issue. Let's not go down that route. And then they give you another email, and this is a Gmail if it would ever focus. There we go. That email specifically is the one that I was able to find. I was able to find out where it was going and where it's located, and it's not here in the US. So once again, several different addresses. The reason why I want to mention this really quick, and I'm sorry this video is running so long, there's a lot of detail in it. This all looks very authentic. The check is very authentic. You could cash it. However, places like Dillon's and Walmart and Target even, at least our Target, they won't cash this. They instantly noticed the North Dakota, they noticed the information, and they told me it's a scam. Don't cash it. So they weren't going to lose business because this was going to be redacted really quick. So that type of stuff is probably one of the most successful and biggest scams out there, other than phone calls scaring the crap out of people saying you owe them money, or they're going to report you to the feds, or they're going to arrest you, or you have a warrant, that type. I've received a lot of those, and I just like messing with those people. So I advise you to do it. If they're going to take time out of their day to mess with you and potentially ruin your life, get back at them. I think it's fair. I've had people who done acting as a Pizza Hut employee and just messing with them. I've had somebody who did as though they're a call center. It's fun. If they're, like I said, if they're gonna mess with you, you might as well mess with them back. It's not legit. If you had a warrant, the cops will be at your door if they knew where you're at. They're not gonna call you. Distracted. Sorry. But this all looked very legit. Like I said, this is probably one of the best looking scams I've seen in a long time. The punctuation was okay. It was so. Definitely looked like somebody of higher intelligence kind of wrote it, but not super educated. So I enjoyed getting it because it allowed me to make a video for y'all to kind of express the concerns over this. So if you guys receive anything, a package in the mail that you're not expecting, and it's not from someone you know, a loved one or a friend or Amazon, that may be a loved one for you depending upon how much you order. You can open it, just be very careful about what the information inside of it's telling you what to do, because a lot of that is going to be scams, and you may think there's no way it could happen to you, but unfortunately it happens way too often. And they can get your address from social media, from you filling out things on the internet, from you ordering from a specific location on even like Amazon, because we got this shortly after ordering something off of Amazon. I'm not saying it was purely from Amazon, but based upon what I was able to trace down, that's where our information came from. I made a purchase using my first and last name, using my address, and because it was a third party entity using Amazon's platform to sell their product, they had all that on file. So, I've already reported Amazon to everything I need to do. So, guys, be super careful about this. I cannot urge this enough. Don't cash that check. Don't do what they're saying to do, because you're going to be out that money. Even when I contacted my bank about this check, they said, sure, you can cash it. Just understand, we're not going to deposit in your account for up to 96 hours. We will not let you use the money for 96 hours. That's because traditionally, these people who send you this type of crap will decline it or retract it really quick, and it takes about 24, 40 hours, sometimes 72. So anywhere from a day to 3 days to cancel it and take the money back from you. And now you're out almost $1,000. So trust me, I could use this like crazy, but I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna hurt me in the long run. I'm gonna have spent the $1,000 and I'm just out. So just kind of be smart about it. Be conscious. Be aware of your surroundings and what type of situations you put yourself in. And as always, guys, be safe out there on the internet and out on social media specifically. Just there's a lot of trash out there, and if you guys need anything, definitely feel free to contact me with the send message button on Facebook, or if you guys saw it on my page earlier, we got our website up and running. I had to create a new one due to personal reasons, and it gives us a little bit more information, or gives you guys a little bit more information, gives me abilities to be able to have you guys subscribe, and that's how I'm going to send out promotions, and how I'm going to contact everybody with up and coming videos and promotions and deals and all types of things. So definitely be on the lookout for it. If you haven't been to the website, it's on my Facebook page. If you on my Facebook page, but you haven't been to any other sectors I've been on, go follow it. I now have Twitter set up. Not big into social media, so Twitter I'm working on. I have a YouTube video channel up. That's going to be where these videos also get sent over, but predominantly here on Facebook. There will be exclusives over there and vice versa here. And then go check out the website. Tell me what you guys think. And as always, guys, be safe. Have a great one. And thank you for spending your time with me.